Oh, hello, my wonderful, beautiful broskies and broskies of the Maverick Nation. Wonderful, beautiful broskies and broskies of the wonderful, beautiful Maverick Nation. And welcome to a little something I realized that I've known about TodoDeku for quite some time, but I haven't known about TodoDeku being a thing. And since I just now figured out about that not a while ago, I'm thinking, what could I do to make this interesting? Like, what could I do to make this interesting? Basically, I'm thinking, last day of middle school, and everything goes as in canon up until Izuku gets to the tunnel. Because he sees someone else is coming up to the tunnel with him. And that someone seems to have a half-white, half-red hair, and a scar on the eye, which is on the same side as the red side of his hair. Shoto is trying to make small talk while they're going through the tunnel, but this person doesn't really seem to be having it. The most he's getting out of him is his name, Shoto Todoroki. And Izuku's just like, well, my name's Izuku, but oh my god, what the? He just sees out of a manhole cover comes a sludge villain. However, sludge villain doesn't go for Izuku because the sludge villain recognizes that's the son of the number 2 hero. Be a great vessel to keep him away from All Might. And so he goes after Shoto instead. And Shoto's kind of, shock horror, so he's kind of a little bit too startled to use his quirks. And, well, Izuku, seeing this, freaking dives in, and instead of Shoto getting, freaking, nom nom by the sludge villain, it happens to Izuku instead. And Shoto realizes, this kid just saved my damn life. Why do I find that hot? Strangely hot. And then you would just hear, Texas, smash, boom. It's just like, yeah, and well, All Might is picking up the pieces of the sludge villain. And basically everything also goes in canon except for Shoto's there. Let's just say All Might doesn't know that Shoto is Endeavor's kid. So, yeah, basically, now both of them know about the secret. So, yeah. Woo! But not long after, there's a giant explosion. And Izuku just goes in, as in canon, and tries to save Bakugo. Well, this time, before any of that shady shit can happen, let it rain! There's a bunch of, ice pillars that, nail the sludge villain to the ground. And, Shoto just grabs Bakugo by the legs and yeets him out of the sludge villain. And Bakugo's just like, didn't need your help, Icy Hot. I didn't need yours either, Deku. And Shoto's like, wait, what? And you say you're friends with this guy. Do you even know what Deku means, Izuku? And Izuku is just like, no, but I assume it means the same thing as, like, whenever I call Bakugo Kacha, like a great friend. And it's like, Shoto's just like, it's just like, Izuku, Deku means worthless. And, like, just this stunning revelation that all this time being called a worthless Deku, actually, being called a quirkless Deku, so basically worthless, quirkless person. Yeah, Bakugo has not been pulling any punches over the years. Ever since he got his quirk, that is. And so, Izuku just doesn't feel right anymore. It's just like, after all this time, like, he doesn't feel right. And so he just feels broken. And Shoto sees this. He sees this because he sees almost like a mirror image of himself with Izuku right now. They're both tortured souls that have been broken by very bad things that have happened in their lives. And so, basically, just leaves All Might to do his thing. They just leave All Might to do his thing. But now without, like, Shoto kicking Bakugo in the balls first. And being like, if you ever call him a Deku again, I will murder you in your sleep. Do you understand me? Understood, Katsuki. And he's just like, yes! What? Like Jesus Christ. Like that one guy from the Big Lebowski was like, Jesus. So yeah, and Shoto doesn't even know what just got into him there for a second. He's just like, what the hell just happened there? First he thinks, Izuku saving him was kind of hot, and now he did that. Like, not only did he kick him in the balls, kick Bakugo in the balls, but, Bakugo balls, but, he threatened to murder him. Specifically saying that he'd put him 6 feet under. And, well, Izuku not exactly happy about any of this. Just, walking home with his head down. After all Might did say that he couldn't become a hero without a quirk. And it took all of, like Shoto's realizing it took all of his willpower just to keep from trying to kill All Might whenever he said that. And so, Izuku was just walking home with his head slumped down, like, all sad and shit. And Shoto's like, well, you can come and stay at my place. I don't care what my father says. You can stay in my room with me. If you don't mind. And Izuku not exactly knowing what Shoto was going to do in this situation, seeing as it's only a one-person bed. Izuku not exactly knowing what Shoto was going to be planning on doing, decides, sure, whatever. Shoto, for some reason, feels like he hates seeing Izuku like this. He hates seeing him all defeated looking like. And so he just bypasses Endeavor and he's like, he's in my room. And Endeavor is like, you do know that. And basically just like, shh, don't tell him. And, Endeavor's like, what the fuck? Basically, Izuku realizes, wait, there's only one bed. And Shoto's like, and a mat that, whenever opened up like this, just like pulls a little pin, turns into a sleeping bag. I will be fine. Don't you worry. Worse things have happened to me in the past. So, I think sleeping in a sleeping bag will be fine. And Izuku's like, are you really sure? And Shoto's like, yes, I'm sure. And Izuku's like, no, I can't. I could never. And then Shoto's like, then what do you suppose we did freaking do? I mean, it's a one-person freaking bed. And then Izuku points out, yeah, but considering all the money you guys have, a one-person bed for you guys is a good ways a bit bigger than a one-person bed for normal people. And then Shoto does realize, oh yeah, his dad is indeed rich. Like rich AF, so... yeah, technically this one-person bed would be bigger than the normal one-person bed for like a normal person of Shoto's age. And so Shoto's like, so where do you, trying to say that we should sleep together? And Izuku's like, okay, I know it's weird, but... well, you're not exactly good at, like, keeping your thoughts to yourself. I heard what you said about me saving you being hot. And, well, what you almost did to Bakugo. And I also noticed that it kind of took all of your willpower not to kill All Might. So, well, like, not exactly like you would have been successful, but whatever. I mean, All Might is All Might. So what you gonna do? My name, Jeff. Anyways, so Shoto's like, oh god, you're not seriously saying that. Oh no. Oh god, no. If Dad figures this out, he's going to kill you. You do realize that. The one making me feel this way. And so Izuku takes this as, so what, your father has something against gays? Like homosexuals? And Shoto's like, in his family, yes. Like, he thinks it makes his image look bad if one of his children were to, like, the same gender. So, like, gay, homosexual, that shit. However, I think I've just had a freaking awakening, so that's gonna fly out the window as much as your freaking head's gonna fly out the window whenever he figures this out. And he's like, if he figures this out, like, And Shoto's like, how long do you think we're gonna be able to hide, something as big as this? And Izuku's like, well, I don't mean to brag too much, but, back in middle school, I used to be praised a lot for my analytical mind, and being able to analyze a lot of things. And I being able to analyze a situation, analyzing it as I am, and as I just now have, I think I know the perfect way to make sure your father doesn't find out. Until we have a firm grasp on everything we need to have a firm grasp on in order to make this work. Without needing to be in constant fear of your father's fiery wrath. And so Shoto's like, well, freaking bet. It's like, come on, let's hear it then. And so Izuku and Shoto Shoto ends up figuring out about Izuku's plan, and Shoto's like, holy shit, I cannot believe I didn't think of that myself. Whenever we're alone, we can do the whole thing, but anytime we're out in the public, we have to act like we're not interested in each other. Keep up the facade. I don't know how well you'll be able to do it, you little emotional cinnamon bun, you. Damn it. You're so frickin'. Ugh. Damn it. But me. Okay, I don't think I'll be able to do it all that well either, but we can try, right? And he goes like, no. What were you about to call me? Emotional little cinnamon bun what? And Shoto's like, was about to say you're adorable. Ugh. And Izuku's like, likewise. And Shoto's like, wow. Seeing as we are alone, I guess it is some sort of like test run. And Izuku's like, yep. Now, I gotta go call my mother. She's probably worried sick. Tell her that staying the night. You guys got a free toothbrush that I can use? And he just hands him a toothbrush that was never opened. And like a thing of toothpaste that was never opened. And he's like, go nuts, my cutie pie. Like, go nuts, cinnamon roll. Yes, that would be his nickname for Izuku. He would just call him cinnamon roll. He'd be like, go nuts, my little cinnamon roll. And Izuku's like, okay then. Well, also, can I hear you guys shower? And Shoto's like, well, I don't think my dad would like someone stinking in the house, so sure. So Izuku gets himself ready for his stuff and stuff. He always decides to bring some spare clothing in case Bakugo decides to go all explodey. So he does need to have spare clothes for whenever he gets out of the shower. And after he gets out of the shower, that's whenever he goes, brush, brush, brush. And it's just like, mm, 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 mm. And basically, Izuku's just like, how do I look? And Shoto's like, you're asking me like I care. You're asking me that like I care what you look like. You're still my cinnamon roll. And he's just like, well, you're my... uh... I don't know what, but shit. Oh, I know. Freezer burn. And Shota would be like, clap for you. He was like, get over here. My father realizes you're still up. He's gonna be pissed. So yeah, they do indeed sleep the night away. With Shoto ended up being the early bird about the whole 10 months of training thing. And he's just like, oh yeah, and my mom, she's probably worried sick. Sorry, Shoto got a split, but I will take you up on that offer. Anytime I can. You know? Whenever your dad's not being an absolute asshole. And Shoto's just like, indeed. A little cinnamon roll. And he's just like, indeed, my little freezer burn. And then they just part ways. And basically it goes like, oh, it looks like you made a friend. Yes, literally. They only part ways whenever actually get to, like, Inko's house. Because Shoto wasn't really trusting Izuku to be alone because he didn't want him to be attacked by Bakugo or any villains. He's like, it's the least I can do, buddy. It's the least I can do. And so, basically, Izuku's like, Mom, this is Shoto Todoroki. And, well, basically, Inko's just really hospitable to freaking Shoto. He's like, really just overall nice. Shoto is not used to this. And it's kind of weirding him out, but he's like, it's kind of a good weird out. Like, something new seems weird, but kind of like it anyways. Like, regardless. So, as it would have it, now would be the start of the 10 months of training. And all you guys need to know is frequent visits to the Endeavor household. Like frequent visits to the household of Endeavor. For Izuku. And Shoto's even able to sneak out a couple times to visit Izuku at, his mom's house. And, well, like, Izuku never really wants to bring up the subject of Todoroki's mother. Shoto's mother. And Shoto basically is like, okay, I know you're dying to know by now. My mom's in a mental institution because she went crazy. She's kind of the reason why I have this scar. Boiling hot water. It isn't entirely her fault. I mean, she had all of us to deal with. That was before what happened with my brother. I'm just gonna say that over time, Shoto did indeed share the whole thing about Toya with Izuku. And Izuku's like, well, maybe sometime we go over to Toya's grave site and we can Set some flowers over there. Roses are red, violets are blue. And oh, my little freezer bone, who are you? That's right, you're Shoto Todoroki. It's like roses are red, violets are blue. Basically, a hint at flowers. And so they wouldn't do that. And Izuku would even have some few words to say. Like, he never knew Toya, but he's sure he was a pretty good brother whenever he was alive. So, yeah. Eventually, it will come time for, like, the last day of the 10 months of training. And on this last day, basically, Izuku's taking a little bit of a breather. And so is Shoto. And Shoto just can't, he can't, keep it any longer. He can't play the game of keep away any longer. He has to confess. And good for Shoto, Izuku doesn't really give a shit about gay or straight. So, Shoto basically going over there, as usual, is like, hello, Mrs. Midoriya. And Inko just like, oh, hello there, Shoto. Izuku's out back. And Shoto's just like, do not make Outback Steakhouse pun. He's just like, thinking that in his head, do not make Outback Steakhouse pun. So, he just goes out back, and he sees Izuku, and he's like, Izuku, I gotta confess something. And Izuku's like, I gotta confess something too, Shoto. And Shoto's like, no, me first. I gotta do this. I gotta get this off my chest, please, God. And Izuku's like, well, I've never been called God before. And Shoto's like, you know what I freaking damn well meant. You damn well know what I freaking meant. Anyways, what I have to say is, Izuku, I think I like you, like, a lot. Like you. And Izuku's like, Nani? Like, and Shoto's like, oh shit, did I do it bad? And Izuku's like, nope. You see, the truth is, Shoto, the more I've been mulling it over, I feel the same way. I like you too. And that's basically, they're just code for saying that they can't, like, stay away. For Shoto, it was just like, were just simple, like, small little hints. But now, he's fully, completely convinced that he is, like, head over heels for this man. This is the first ever what if that I'm going to do that's going to have gay characters. Or at least, like, a gay couple. So what? Like, we are evolving as a society, people. We should learn to accept this. But still, Shoto and Izuku know their boundaries. Shoto still asks, though, Have you told your mother? And he was like, can't really keep secrets from my mom. So sorry, but yeah. I'm betting though you still haven't told your father. What about your siblings? Don't they at least deserve to know? And he's basically Shoto's like, first of all, I don't trust Natsuo worth a damn dime to my name to keep that a secret. And second of all, Fumi is so loyal to our freaking father that she would tell him in a heartbeat. So hell no. It's basically kind of like Romeo and Juliet. It's like the Montagues and it's like something starting with a P. Like, tell me, guys, like the two families in Romeo and Juliet. I know one of them is the Montagues, but what is the other one? That's gonna irritate me till the day I die if no one puts it in the comment section. Like, so I can get, an answer. Cause, shit. So this is basically more of a Romeo and Juliet, if, like, Romeo and Juliet was, like, gay pride month, like, type situation. So, like, homosexual Romeo and Juliet? Oh god, the more I say that, the more it sounds so wrong. But so right at the same time. Yeah, I know I'm a terrible person. Yeah, it kind of is like that, though. Like, basically, two families. Inko really isn't trying to tear, like, them away or anything. If anything, she actually likes the fact that he's Izuku as a friend. It's just Endeavor, on the other hand, if he knew about this, oh god, everything would be torched. Everyone would be torched. So they're still kind of kept star-crossed lovers, meant to be apart. I'm just wondering which one will be Romeo and which one will be Juliet. Also put that in the comment section. Which one of you guys thinks that? I'm thinking right now Izuku's gonna be Romeo, and since Shoto comes from like an upper class hero family, that he'd probably be like Juliet. So I guess Izuku would be the one down here, and Shoto would be the one up here, and Shoto would be like, Izuku, where art thou, Izuku? Oh my god. I need to stop slandering on Romeo and Juliet before I get people killing me. Anyways, I think this is a good place to start. Basically stop. A good place to stop for now. Because I don't know the analysis. Direction Maverick is LUT out here. Yeah, boys. Like, favorite, subscribe. Some in the comment section. And a bounce. This shit.